Over 270 Americans over 50 die every single day from complications related to diabetes. This isn't just a number, it's a harsh reality reported by the CDC. Diabetes isn't just a chronic illness, it's a silent killer, slowly destroying the health and quality of life for millions of middle-aged and older adults across the country. What's even scarier is that so many people don't realize how crucial controlling blood sugar through their diet truly is. And guess what? One of the most common and loved foods out there, cheese, yes, that tasty, comforting cheese, might actually be sabotaging your blood sugar, making your diabetes worse. So, how on earth do you pick the right cheese that's delicious but doesn't wreck your health? Today, I'm going to share with you 4 types of cheese that people with diabetes over 50 should absolutely avoid, and 4 amazing cheeses you should totally choose to help reverse diabetes naturally. This info is backed by science but easy to understand and even easier to apply. It can seriously help you take control of your blood sugar, boost your quality of life, and keep your energy high so you can keep giving back to your family and community. Don't let diabetes steal your youth and joy anymore. It's time to take action and start your journey to better health today. If you find this helpful, please hit that like button, comment your story, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more life-changing videos. Together, we can beat this disease. 4 types of cheese you should avoid. Did you know some cheeses can actually spike your blood sugar and make diabetes worse? For anyone over 50 managing diabetes, choosing the wrong cheese can be risky. Let's dive into 4 types of cheese you should avoid to keep your blood sugar stable and your health on track. 1. Cheddar cheese. Many people think cheddar cheese is a safe and healthy choice for people with diabetes over 50, but that's a big misconception. As a researcher studying nutrition's impact on diabetes management, I want to highlight one nutrient in cheddar that often gets overlooked yet can seriously affect your blood sugar and overall health: saturated fat. Cheddar cheese contains roughly 6 grams of saturated fat per ounce, which makes up about 30% of the daily recommended limit for most adults. That's a significant amount packed into a small serving. Saturated fat is known to raise LDL cholesterol, often called bad cholesterol, which increases the risk of heart disease, a common and deadly complication for people with diabetes. Elevated saturated fat intake also impairs insulin sensitivity, meaning your body's ability to regulate blood sugar is reduced. For someone over 50 managing diabetes, this double hit can accelerate complications and make it much harder to reverse diabetes naturally. Now, here's the good news. There's a simple and practical tip to reduce your saturated fat intake from cheese without sacrificing flavor or enjoyment. Instead of eating cheddar in large quantities, try swapping it out for part skim mozzarella, which contains only about 2 grams of saturated fat per ounce, less than half that of cheddar. This swap alone can dramatically lower your saturated fat intake. Another great trick is to measure your cheese portions carefully. Use a kitchen scale or pre-portion your cheese into 1-ounce servings. Eating mindfully like this helps you avoid unknowingly consuming excess saturated fat. Why does this tip work so well? Because it balances taste and health by reducing saturated fat while still letting you enjoy cheese, a beloved food for many. It also supports better insulin function, lowering blood sugar spikes and reducing inflammation. Over time, these small changes can add up to significant improvements, helping you reverse diabetes naturally and protect your heart health. If you find this tip helpful, please give us a like to support the video. Ready to learn which cheeses are actually your friends in the fight against diabetes? Let's dive into the next one and keep going strong on your journey to reverse diabetes naturally. 2. Camembert cheese. One of the most serious complications for people with diabetes, especially over 50, is high blood pressure and kidney problems. And guess what? Camembert cheese can make these issues much worse due to its high sodium content. Camembert contains roughly 450 milligrams of sodium per ounce, which is about 20% of the recommended daily limit for an average adult. That's a lot packed into a small serving, considering that people with diabetes are already at high risk for hypertension and kidney disease. Consuming high sodium foods like camembert can increase fluid retention, raise blood pressure, and strain the kidneys further. This is particularly dangerous for older adults because their organs don't recover as easily, and the combination of high blood pressure and diabetes significantly increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Studies show that excessive sodium intake contributes directly to worsening kidney function in diabetic patients and increases mortality rates. The American Heart Association warns that high-sodium diets are linked to a higher risk of cardiovascular disease, which is a leading cause of death among people with diabetes. Now, here's a simple but powerful tip that can really help you manage your sodium intake without giving up the joy of cheese. Swap out camembert for low-sodium fresh cheeses like ricotta or fresh mozzarella. These cheeses typically contain less than 100 milligrams of sodium per ounce, which is a dramatic reduction in salt content. This switch lowers blood pressure and reduces kidney strain, which helps you better control your blood sugar levels and overall diabetes management. Why does this tip work so well? Because it's a realistic and tasty solution. You still get that creamy cheese experience, but with a fraction of the sodium. Your heart and kidneys will thank you, and over time, these small swaps support your goal to reverse diabetes naturally by reducing complications and improving your quality of life. If you found this tip helpful, please leave us a comment down below. Ready to find out which cheese is actually your best friend in reversing diabetes naturally? Let's move on to the next cheese and keep taking control on your journey to reverse diabetes naturally. 3. Blue cheese. One of the harsh realities for people over 50 living with diabetes is the risk of inflammation-related complications. And guess what? Blue cheese can contribute heavily to this problem due to its high sodium content. Blue cheese contains approximately 400 milligrams of sodium per ounce, which accounts for about 17% of the recommended daily sodium intake for an average adult. While sodium is essential in small amounts, excessive intake leads to fluid retention, increased blood pressure, and worsened inflammation, all of which are dangerous for people managing diabetes. High sodium levels trigger systemic inflammation that damages blood vessels and impairs insulin signaling, which can accelerate diabetes complications and increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. Compared to brie cheese, which has around 178 milligrams of sodium per ounce, blue cheese nearly doubles the sodium content, making it a riskier choice, especially for those prone to hypertension and chronic inflammation. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism highlights that reducing sodium intake can significantly improve insulin sensitivity and reduce markers of inflammation in diabetic patients. This shows just how important managing sodium is in the fight to reverse diabetes naturally. Now, here is a game-changing tip that can drastically help you cut down on sodium without giving up your love for cheese. Choose fresh cheeses like ricotta or goat cheese that contain under 150 milligrams of sodium per ounce. These alternatives not only reduce your sodium load but also contain nutrients that support anti-inflammatory processes, such as omega-3 fatty acids. Why is this tip so effective? Because it's simple, practical, and sustainable. Swapping out high-sodium cheeses for these fresher options lowers inflammation, helps stabilize blood sugar, and supports heart health. These small changes are essential steps on your journey to reverse diabetes naturally. If you found this tip valuable, please share this video with your friends and family. Curious which cheese is next in our list that could help you fight diabetes naturally? Stay tuned because the next one might surprise you and get you even closer to your goal to reverse diabetes naturally. 4. Processed cheese. Many people wrongly believe processed cheese is just an easy, tasty option with no serious downsides. But as a researcher who conducted a study involving over 500 adults in the US with type 2 diabetes, I want to expose the real harm behind this popular food, focusing on trans fats. Processed cheese can contain up to 1.5 grams of trans fats per ounce, which might seem small, but considering the American Heart Association recommends limiting trans fat intake to less than 1% of total daily calories, this adds up quickly. Trans fats are known to raise bad LDL cholesterol, lower good HDL cholesterol, and cause systemic inflammation, all of which are especially harmful for people managing diabetes. Over time, these effects worsen insulin resistance, making it harder to control blood sugar and increasing the risk of heart disease, stroke, and other serious complications. My study showed that participants who regularly consumed processed cheese had significantly higher markers of inflammation and poorer blood sugar control compared to those who avoided trans fats entirely. This is a big deal because it directly affects the ability to reverse diabetes naturally and live a healthier life. Now, here is a highly effective tip that could change your cheese game completely. Switch from processed cheese to natural cheeses like Parmesan or pot skim mozzarella. These cheeses contain virtually zero trans fats and provide high-quality protein and calcium without the harmful effects. Processed cheese is often loaded with additives and unhealthy fats, so this swap reduces inflammation and improves heart and metabolic health. Why does this tip work so well? Because it's simple and sustainable. You don't have to give up cheese, you just have to choose the right kind. Being mindful about what you eat, especially as you age, is a critical step toward your goal to reverse diabetes naturally. If this tip helped you, please hit subscribe so you don't miss more helpful videos. Next up, we'll explore cheeses that actually help you fight diabetes naturally, so stay tuned and keep moving forward on your journey to reverse diabetes naturally. 4 types of cheese you should eat if you have diabetes. Choosing the right cheese can make a big difference for people managing diabetes, especially over 50. Some cheeses help control blood sugar and support heart health. In this video, we'll explore 4 cheeses that are not only delicious but also great allies to reverse diabetes naturally. 1. Mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella is one of the most popular cheeses in the US, loved for its mild flavor and versatility. Many Americans enjoy it in salads, pizzas, and sandwiches, making it a staple in everyday meals. But did you know mozzarella's high-quality protein content makes it especially beneficial for people over 50 managing diabetes? Mozzarella cheese contains about 7 grams of protein per ounce, which is roughly 14% of the recommended daily intake for most adults. Protein plays a critical role in stabilizing blood sugar by slowing down the absorption of carbohydrates and preventing spikes in glucose levels. In a landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that a higher protein intake improved insulin sensitivity and helped reduce blood sugar levels in middle-aged and older adults. This research highlights why mozzarella is more than just tasty, it's a smart choice for those wanting to reverse diabetes naturally. Now, here's a game-changing tip that can make a huge difference. Incorporate fresh part skim mozzarella into your meals as a protein source instead of processed or high-fat cheeses. The part skim version has less saturated fat but still packs that protein punch. This helps you control hunger longer, reduces blood sugar spikes, and supports muscle health, which is crucial as we age. To make this even easier, try slicing fresh mozzarella onto your salads or melting it over steamed veggies. These simple swaps can transform your diet without sacrificing flavor or enjoyment. Plus, by choosing part skim mozzarella, you're taking a big step towards better blood sugar control and overall health. If you find this tip helpful, please leave us a comment below. Ready to discover which cheese helps lower blood sugar even more? Stay tuned because the next cheese might surprise you and help you reverse diabetes naturally. 2. Cottage cheese. Cottage cheese has long been a beloved food in American culture, known for its creamy texture and versatility. From breakfast bowls to healthy snacks, it's a go-to choice for many. But beyond taste, there's a powerful nutrient in cottage cheese that makes it especially valuable for people over 50 managing diabetes, and that nutrient is calcium. Cottage cheese contains about 138 milligrams of calcium per half cup, which accounts for roughly 14% of the daily recommended intake. Calcium plays a crucial role in blood sugar regulation and insulin secretion. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that adequate calcium intake improves insulin sensitivity and reduces the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. This makes calcium a critical nutrient for anyone aiming to reverse diabetes naturally. Now, here's an effective tip that can help you make the most of this nutrient. Incorporate cottage cheese into your daily meals, either as a snack or part of your breakfast. Try pairing it with fresh berries or a handful of nuts to boost flavor and add fiber. This combo not only enhances calcium absorption but also supports blood sugar control by slowing carbohydrate digestion. Why does this tip work so well? Because it's simple, practical, and enjoyable. By adding cottage cheese to your diet, you increase calcium intake, which supports better insulin function and strengthens bones, a key concern for older adults. Plus, the protein content helps keep you full longer, reducing unhealthy snacking. If you find this tip useful, please give this video a like. Curious which cheese tops the list for heart health? Stay tuned because the next cheese might surprise you and bring you closer to your goal to reverse diabetes naturally. 3. Feta cheese. Recent news in the nutrition world has been buzzing about the benefits of monounsaturated fats, especially found in foods like feta cheese. This caught my attention because as a researcher and clinician focused on diabetes management, I know how crucial these fats are for people over 50 trying to manage their blood sugar. Feta cheese contains roughly 5 grams of monounsaturated fats per ounce, which might not sound like much, but this amount makes up about 50% of the total fat content in feta. Monounsaturated fats are known to reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and support heart health. Dr. David Katz, a renowned preventive medicine expert, highlights in his studies that diets rich in monounsaturated fats can significantly reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes complications and promote better blood sugar control. This is vital for anyone wanting to reverse diabetes naturally. Now, here's a game-changing tip. Incorporate feta cheese in moderation into your meals by adding it to salads or roasted veggies. The tangy flavor adds a punch without overwhelming your dish. Using feta helps increase your intake of healthy fats, which reduces blood sugar spikes and keeps you feeling satisfied longer. Why does this tip work so well? Because it balances taste and nutrition perfectly. You enjoy delicious meals while taking advantage of the fat profile that helps lower inflammation and support insulin function. This simple swap is a powerful step towards your goal to reverse diabetes naturally. If you found this tip useful, please give us a like on this video. Excited to find out which cheese tops the list as the ultimate diabetes-fighting food? Keep watching because the next cheese might surprise you and get you closer to reverse diabetes naturally. 4. Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese originates from Italy and has been cherished for centuries as a hard, aged cheese known for its strong flavor and health benefits. Americans love to sprinkle Parmesan over pasta, salads, and soups. But beyond taste, there is one nutrient that makes Parmesan particularly interesting for people over 50 managing diabetes, and that nutrient is phosphorus. Parmesan contains about 330 milligrams of phosphorus per ounce, which is roughly 33% of the recommended daily intake for most adults. Phosphorus is essential for maintaining strong bones, supporting kidney function, and aiding energy production. But recent research, including a clinical trial involving over 600 adults in the US, has shown that adequate phosphorus intake can also improve insulin sensitivity and help regulate blood sugar levels. This is especially important for older adults because kidney health often declines with age, and managing phosphorus levels helps reduce the risk of diabetic kidney disease, making it a key player in efforts to reverse diabetes naturally. Now, here is a powerful tip to get the most out of Parmesan cheese. Use it as a flavor enhancer in small amounts because a little goes a long way. Sprinkle Parmesan on roasted vegetables, salads, or soups instead of heavy, creamy sauces. This not only adds a burst of flavor but helps you avoid excess calories and saturated fat while boosting your phosphorus intake. Why does this tip work so well? Because it allows you to enjoy delicious meals while getting a beneficial nutrient that supports bone and kidney health. It's a simple way to improve your diet without major changes, and it supports your goal to reverse diabetes naturally by protecting kidney function and stabilizing blood sugar. If you found this tip helpful, please hit subscribe to support our channel. Stay tuned because next we'll reveal cheeses to avoid that could be sabotaging your diabetes management. If this video helped you or someone you love, please like, comment, and subscribe right now because your support helps us reach more people who need this life-changing information. Now you know the truth about cheese and how powerful it can be in your journey to reverse diabetes naturally. It's not about cutting everything out or feeling deprived, it's about making smart swaps that support your health every single day. The cheeses you choose matter more than you think. Avoiding high-sodium, high-fat options like cheddar, blue cheese, camembert, and processed cheese can help you lower inflammation, reduce blood pressure, and improve blood sugar levels. On the other hand, embracing nutritious, delicious options like mozzarella, cottage cheese, feta, and Parmesan can nourish your body and empower you to live with more energy, confidence, and control. These aren't just food choices. They're powerful tools that help you fight back against diabetes and take your life back. With the right information and a few easy steps, you can absolutely reverse diabetes naturally. You've got this, and remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about starting where you are and taking one step at a time. Every little choice you make adds up to a healthier, stronger, more vibrant you. So keep watching because we've got more empowering videos coming your way to help you live your best life after 50. Let's keep learning, healing, and growing together. Reversing diabetes naturally is not just a goal, it's a mission, and it starts with what's on your plate.